and welcome to this week's midweek reflection. My name is Susan. I heard recently in the news about a new telescope which can see deeper into space than any other. It is called the James Webb Space Telescope. It now supersedes the capabilities of the Hubble, which is still used but is orbiting in lower Earth. James Webb was a former administrator at NASA. He was most famous for heading up the Apollo program, which was the first NASA program to send humans into space. James Webb died in 1992, aged 85, and behind him leaves a massive legacy. The James Webb Telescope had to travel 1.5 million kilometres away from Earth to enable scientists to see images from 32 million light years away. It has already sent back images and data which are more detailed than ever seen before. It shows stars being born, stars dying, many more galaxies and planets, and therefore more new atmospheres to study. This clever invention, the telescope, is opening up the universe for all of us, thanks to the long, hard work carried out by inventors, scientists, astronomers, and many more dedicated people. I found this news interesting and important. I also went onto the internet to view the images which had come through and had been shared worldwide. I saw before me a beautiful image made up of bright colours, fiery orange elongated shapes, large, bright, perfectly formed stars piercing the black background. I also saw a cloudy white spiral much smaller than the stars, which I presumed was a galaxy. This image was like nothing I had ever seen before. I knew when I looked at it, my eyes were processing something new and wondrous. In the Bible, Psalm 19 verses 1 to 4 reads, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world." God's world is more than just the earth, moon, stars and sun. How amazing that God shared his wonderful creation with us, knowing that our human characteristics would keep us looking for more than just what we see, hear, taste, touch and smell around us. God continues to keep releasing more surprises to us every day, to those of us who are curious and open to finding them. With this thought in mind, but on a much smaller level, I viewed images of the past, which were also a surprise to me, about our Saviour Jesus Christ. And it was just on my doorstep. I had friends visiting from Northern Ireland this week, also fellow Christians, and around 9:30 p.m. on Monday night, we took a drive out past Aberlemno to the high spot to see the beautiful view of the Angus Glens and beyond. On the way back, we stopped at the carved symbol stone known as the Aberlemno 3, which stands at the side of the road in the village. To help us interpret the carvings on the stone, a board has been produced with detailed writing and pictures on it. There are images on both sides of the stone, with horses and hounds and designs which were common to the Picts. However, my friend and I were both interested that the stone had strong messages towards our Christian faith. That was the first surprise to me. The hunting scene is linked to King David in the Bible, and on the other side are 5 raised circles with 2 angels below on either side. The board told us the 5 rings represent the 5 wounds of Christ. Another surprise. Right away we started to work out what were the 5 wounds of Christ. And of course it was our Saviour's hands, feet, and the wound in his side. Both of us were amazed at how the Picts, who had carefully carved these images over 1200 years ago, had informed and given us insight into God's people in the past and had educated us here and now in the future. We wondered at the thought of the Pictish carvers imagining we would be standing there talking about these creations, wondering why and how they had managed to produce and carve the detailed stones and reveal God's people to us. Never get fed up because there is so much to know and learn in our human life. Never get complacent because there is still so much to be revealed. Be thankful to God for the gifts he has given to people to discover these wonderful galaxies and then to be able to share the images with us through the magnificent technologies of cameras and phones and the internet. Be grateful for God's people in the past who took the time and knew the importance of leaving a legacy for those of us to come in the future. Just when I looked at the carved images on the stone and rubbed my hands over it, still warm from the hot sun which shone that day, I knew I was experiencing something of importance. How wonderful is God's creation, from the smallest insect to the vastness of the galaxies. How clever is God that he still has more to reveal of himself and his creation to us, even after thousands of years. And how wise is he that he chooses to show his presence in so many ways. Sometimes in the years of scientific research and investigation, or sometimes in a moment between 2 Christian friends. I will also leave you with another surprising piece of information. One of the professors who has been producing and releasing the images of deep space for us to view is named Gabriel. And the unique James Webb telescope was launched on the 25th of December 2021.